Hello Internet, I'm Dave.
And I'm Zoletu, and you're watching Nth-Level Entertainment. So, tonight we're talking about Arrow Season 5, Episode 12, Bratva. Dave, what do you think?
Not the strongest episode from Arrow. I actually feel I think Arrow's got a lot of problems now. That they are kind of resolving with the flashbacks. I love the Bratva stuff. I like that we got to go to Russia.
Yes.
And
in both the present and the past.
Yeah.
Which was great.
So we've got a lot of convergence on the storyline front. I like that we've now come full circle and maybe we can stop doing flashbacks.
It looks like they are getting to that point. It's very similar to how Star Wars Rogue One ended, in the way that, you know, they set things up so that we would see events as they occurred right before Episode 4. Yeah, it's looking as though it would be a good stopping point for the flashbacks. I'm not sure that's going to happen though.
I do want to find out what's the deal with Talia al Ghul, and because at this point in the flashbacks, I don't think Oliver knows she's League of Assassins.
Yeah, and I think that's something that was a clever thing for the writers to do, because in later seasons, I mean, when they are talking about Talia, even besides that, in later seasons when they finally discovered the League of Assassins through Laurel's sister, Sarah, Oliver had no idea who these people were.
Black Canary 1.0.
Yes. Before the tragic upgrade that had to occur.
I don't know, do you like her? Because I think I liked Sarah more as Black Canary than as White Canary.
I think so too. She definitely looked better. I mean, the costume did have some awesome cleavage.
But we're getting into Legends. Let's stick on Arrow.
Yes, yeah. Well, no, this is still Arrow. Because the White Canary reference.
There's a lot of crossover that I like.
Yeah.
And I'm liking Malcolm Merlin in
Legends, dude.
And it's nice to see
it in there.
It's nice to see two Doctor Who companions sharing a time travel ship and screen time.
So how much legroom is it when you're traveling with one speedster and there's two passengers at the same time? I mean, are speedsters super powered as well? Do they have super strength as well as super speed?
Well, in the comics, Flash does have that infinite mass punch.
Ah.
So he accelerates to the speed of light and then just...
And whatever he's carrying is like light as a feather or whatever.
Comics are weird.
That they are.
I'm not going to try to explain the thing.
So, the episode kicks off with Oliver doing his mayor stuff, and Quentin comes back from rehab.
Look, I think he's the best character on that show.
He's hardly over here from the screen.
Well, when he is on screen, he eats up that scene.
He does.
I mean, sitting down and you hearing him getting prepped for his interview.
By Wild Dog.
Yes.
Of all people.
And I'm glad he knows these people. And
yes.
It's like, I've got my own demons.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be polishing your hockey mask? I think it's one of the things he said.
That was good.
Oh,
at this point, he's had two daughters die, and both of them brought back from the dead, and then a clone one comes, and...
The clone?
No, from Earth 3.
Oh, yes, the doppelganger.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Black Siren, they called it.
This man's had an emotional journey.
And here's the clever thing with the whole Black Siren name. You know, I only realized recently that it was the name of the Golden Age Black Canary.
Oh, really?
Apparently. I don't know. People in the comments can correct us if we're wrong.
Comment below. Let us know everything we've got wrong.
Please. Yeah, so apparently her name was Black Siren. And it's revealed to us at the end of the previous episode when they were trying to recruit her that her real name was Dinah Drake, who was the name of the Black Siren in Golden Age. And they're now using that as her code word. Code name, sorry.
Okay.
So that's pretty interesting. And what do you think of this reporter, Miss something Williams?
I thought she was just going to be a straight love interest, but I like that she's now she's in a relationship with Oliver because she wants the scoop. And you're like, okay, I see that duality there, that two-faced nature.
Yeah, yeah.
And later on in this week's episode, she obviously figures out that Oliver was the hurt and is now still Green Arrow.
But now I'm trying to get what her angle is. Is it just her being a journalist, or do you think there's some deeper plot point going on for her?
Look, I think by the time the season wraps up, either she's going to be on Team Arrow, or she's going to out Oliver.
As what? I mean, like...
What is Felicity doing on the team?
Felicity apparently is a hacker, you know?
I hate it when TV shows do hacking, unless you're doing it like Mr. Robot, that's saved the technobabble magic for a fantasy show.
But the thing is, that's what this is, you know? And...
Yeah, but this is supposed to be the grounded CW superhero movie.
Yes.
Superhero series.
And Felicity plays the role of someone who's going to ground Oliver, you know, in this revenge quest that he has. Although I don't know how much grounding you can do to someone who impales people on a nightly basis. But apparently that's what's happening.
I thought he was supposed to not be killing people anymore. And there's a dude on the team that just straight up shoots people.
Diggle?
I was talking about Wild Dog.
Wild Dog.
He's got automatic pistols and he's just laying guys out.
Well, okay, look, the killing thing I think was brought back because, you know, the show was suffering after season 3 and 4, and Oliver killing again, especially in the beginning of the season, kind of brings it back to its gritty season 1 roots.
And we did have a nice emotional payoff to I'm killing people now because he straight up executes Damien Dark.
Exactly, yes, that's where it started, at the beginning of season 4. And it works nicely in them using that as an excuse to bring it back to its gritty roots. So I guess as far as having team members that also kill, they get a pass because he's killing.
Yeah, but they gave him grief about killing. They're like, oh, you're the guy that murdered all these people and Wild Dog's shooting everyone.
Yeah, but that was obvious. That's the one who ended up betraying the entire team anyway. You know? And, but I like the consistency there too, though, because she was the one who betrayed the team in Young Justice as well. So that kind of brings some consistency with that character at the very least.
You know, Miss Martian was created for Young Justice.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. You correct me in the comments.
All of you who are weirder than us, if you have more comic book knowledge than we happen to have available to us right now, please comment in the section below. Yeah, look, I did hear stuff like that.
You know what I really want, though, from Young Justice? Is I want Impulse to shut up and just talk to Wally West and Barry. You remember Impulse?
He did show up in Young Justice, didn't he?
Yeah, from Young Justice, I want Impulse on Flash live action.
Oh, that would be
a little fresh blood there.
They do already have, like, I think, what, 3 speedsters who are on the side of good?
Oh, and speaking of Flash, what did you think of, well, maybe we're jumping ahead.
Yes, we're going to have to save that for a different episode.
Because
sorry people, we're digressing. We're digressing.
Because Cisco, I think, you see, I want from Felicity what we're getting from Cisco. Cisco feels like a member of the team.
Yes, because now, especially now that he's got powers, he's a little bit more active. He's less just the geeky tech support dude.
Which is all we're getting from Felicity.
Yeah, and I'm still talking about Flash.
Felicity is the deus ex machina they need to fix. Oh, we wrote ourselves into a corner. Hacking stuff happens.
Yeah, look, Felicity, I guess, on her side, it's a bit different than what it is with Cisco. Because, I mean, look, Cisco from the get-go was a character that we knew is gonna have powers, you know?
Yeah.
His alter ego is Vibe, and we know his name is Cisco Ramon from the comics, so that was already pre-established. With Felicity, it's a bit different. They're gonna have to find some way to grow her into a different role.
And I don't need that. When we had the speculation from earlier in the series that maybe she's the one who's dead, I was like, yeah, just kill her off.
It made sense as far as like a deep emotional motivation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Look, a lot of fans probably would have been not happy about that because, like we say, she played the role of grounding Oliver, you know? And who else is going to do that if she's not there? Because, I mean,
Well,
Laurel was there before, but she eventually became the Black Canary.
Well,
she was an active combatant.
If we're talking about who's grounding Oliver, that was Diggle. I mean, that's supposed to be Diggle, but Diggle's had his own very interesting arc.
Yes.
I do like what they're doing with Diggle.
Dude, it's a combination of him being wrongfully accused and facing his demons at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, like he gets the opportunity to do that while being wrongfully accused.
And
that was pretty good.
When he was that torture scene,
where he's beating the dude when he's oh
yeah.
Man.
I'm like, you dig. You're crossing the line here.
But now I'm curious though. Why was he so amped to catch this guy? Like,
well, because that general Diggle doesn't want another New Haven, which we touch on with Ragman.
Yes.
And I'm a little upset they depowered Ragnar. He was one of the strongest characters. I like that he seems like a normal person. Everyone else on that team's crazy.
True.
They're hella insane.
It makes sense that he would be that way. I mean, he's the only one who's like super powered, and the rags and stuff that he wears have got something to do with like mystical. They're of a mystical nature, and you know you'd expect people like that to be a bit more zen than your average street level superhero, because the rest are literally just vigilantes. If you think about
and he's really handling. Oh, you nuked my father very well.
A little too well. I mean, he left for like what, half an episode, and he came back after discovering that. But I think him being depowered kind of makes sense, because we're dealing with a show where it's street level superheroes, vigilantes basically.
And I don't know if they can afford to animate that costume for the rest of the season.
Exactly, because those effects are pretty intense.
Yeah, for TV, it really looks good.
It really does. It really does. They really did him justice as far as like an adaptation from comic to live action.
Well, I haven't explored Ragman in the comics as much, and
neither have I actually.
Having watched him on the show, I kind of want to pick up a few issues and see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I did do as soon as he was first introduced, I Wikipedia'd him, but it would be nice to actually go deeper into that. So, what do we think of Adrian Chase, aka Vigilante?
So this is how little I think of him. I'm completely spacing.
He's okay. So for you viewers at home, Adrian Chase, you viewers at home, and Dave, Adrian Chase is the guy, the district attorney, who was able to break Diggle out of military custody through that legal technicality that they did when Diggle punched him. So he's also a vigilante who is called Vigilante. The guy with the red goggles and the ski thing, guns.
It's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
I know. And that's his name from the comics. You know, like that's him.
Comics are weird. Now I think the writers were probably phoning it in when they decided to name the Vigilante.
Yeah, I think deadlines were happening. You know.
Did we touch on Black Canary 3.0?
We haven't gotten there yet, but we may as well. So, Black Canary 3.0, for those of you who watched this episode, and the one before,
because that's all we've had. That's 2 episodes.
No, 3. She was introduced, I think, at the very end of the episode previous to last week's episode. It was sort of almost like a post-credit scene, you know, where she was in a bar and there was 2 guys hitting on a waitress.
That I remember.
Yeah, and then Canary cried them out of a window.
I forgot she was in this for a while. And
especially in this episode.
She's now the only person on the team with superpowers?
Yes, minus Ragman. because he's not.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, you see, again, it's another one of those things where this is a street-level superhero show. So even her involvement is, you know, they're being very careful about, I think, how much of her they put on screen. Because, look, dude, she could like solve every problem without the team. You know?
I'm like, why is Ragman on this team?
Exactly.
He can do this by himself.
By himself. And he actually accepted the offer from Oliver, who was about to get killed by a street-level thug.
When
at the time.
they had that training montage where Oliver's teaching them about with the bells, ring the bell thing, I'm like, how are you actually
Gonna do this with Ragman?
You know, he's got. Come on. Within the show's internal logic, I don't believe that.
Look, Oliver's a tough guy. No, and this is how tough people train people. With Ragman, he had to beg him. You know, he knew that that's the only way he's going to get him in. He couldn't just, put up a wanted ad saying ragged crusaders wanted. He couldn't really do that.
Have you recently survived a nuclear explosion? Well, we could use you on the team.
Yes, yeah, you have some tragedy in your life.
He came in with a nuclear explosion and now leaves preventing a nuke, which I think is a nice. It comes full circle.
Full circle, yes. And he was kind of actually wearing the nuclear explosion through the whole time, because those were remnants of what happened.
In the flashback, when we see Oliver essentially being given his introduction to the League of Assassins by Talia,
Which he knows nothing about.
That suit didn't look as bad in season 1. Because in that flashback, that suit looks bad.
Dude, did you see how pointy the hood was? Like, it was just a good thing it wasn't white.
Let's not go there.
But, okay, to be fair, it was the pre-season 1 Arrow suit.
It does look a little goofy.
Yeah, you could say maybe he refined it a bit before coming back to Starling City.
I think the reason it's so pointy is because he was called the Hood. Here's the Hood.
And he had a point to make with that costume.
Overall, though, I don't think I liked this week's Arrow.
It was lackluster as far as action goes. But look, the story I think was just beautiful. I think maybe I'm just focused on the mere fact that it just brings things back to the present.
Yeah.
Because now you can literally say 5 years ago, when Oliver first got back to Starling City.
Because we still have Prometheus on Arrow that needs to get wrapped up.
Yes. Wow, so much content.
It feels like it's taking a while.
You think Prometheus is going to kill someone later on in the season?
Well, we've already had some major deaths, and at this point, I don't know if we've earned another one.
Let's see.
Who would we kill on Arrow?
Okay.
You know who's on my hit list.
So, Laurel Lance, the mainstream Black Canary, has been killed on Arrow, even before she could join the Justice League. Anyway, so there's her. There is Felicity's boyfriend. I don't know how important he is, but Oliver was pretty broken up about it. Because he killed him.
Yeah.
Even though he was set up to do so.
By
Prometheus.
I didn't really care.
Who else has been there? Sarah died and came back. So she doesn't count.
Yeah, there's a lot of... We've had Thea die and come back.
Also doesn't count.
There's a lot of...
Who has died on Arrow and stayed dead so far?
Tommy.
Yes. Yeah, no.
We can't bring Tommy back.
There's no coming back from having a building fall on you. No, there's no coming back from that.
Oh,
okay.
And the previous Ra's al Ghul.
Yes.
Well,
who's not supposed to die?
The villains are dying.
Doesn't Ra's al Ghul have a Lazarus pit?
No, they destroyed that after they brought Thea back.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then dissolved the League of Assassins.
How did they do that?
I don't know.
Was it Nissa who destroyed it?
Yeah.
I think it was.
I think she maybe sent out a group email and was like, hey, take the week off.
We've got some renovations to do in the sauna. Okay. And I remember actually Malcolm Merlin was pretty broken up about that.
Well, yeah, he was rage at the time.
You know, where's he gonna have his spark treatments now?
Yeah.
And he hadn't even gotten to use the Lazarus pit yet.
I am glad I don't have to remember how to pronounce Nanda Parbat.
You might have to. They're gonna go back there. Because I mean, look, Gorilla City's there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, these mainstream DC locations, they can't just get rid of them that easy.
I'm surprised that Gorilla Grodd, that I could buy that. I was excited.
Dude, they actually sent him to Gorilla City. You know, yeah, Flash has been pretty consistent as far as the awesomeness. But again, back to Arrow. Okay, so who do we think is gonna die next?
Well, I know who I want to die.
Okay.
But I think the only deaths that would really impact me as a viewer that I would care about would be, we're just going to genocide the whole Lance family, aren't we? Quentin Lance as the strongest character on the show.
Rehab, after so much character development.
Exactly. This is why it'll hit hard if they do kill him off, which they won't do.
Because he's a character we now care about.
Yes. And that, I feel like, is probably the only deserved death. Well, the only earned death.
Okay.
Anyone else would just be a wait. I'm going to roll my eyes.
I think Prometheus kills Wild Dog.
That'll hit Quentin Lance hard as a character, but he's got two daughters that are dead and back and dead, and give the man a break.
The moment he hears about it, he's probably going to be down in the rehab now. I don't know.
Drinking again.
Because look, he is kind of that type of character, because now he's a loose cannon, and his being a loose cannon always lands him up in trouble. Last he was captured by that gangster dude, Thomas Church, I think he was, and he was tortured for like a while before the team found him and rescued him. And he got captured because he was reckless, but it was a selfless act. I think he was like sacrificing himself for the team to get away, and then he got caught.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's the emotional core of the show.
Exactly.
I've said this before.
Which is why it would hit so hard if he dies, and it'll make sense because he'll probably do something like he did back then to save the team, and this time he'll die. That's my prediction.
That'll hit hard.
Very hard.
I don't want him to die. I want Felicity to die.
Okay, so Dave, just for clarification for people at home and Dave, we're not talking about who we hate,
no,
who we think is going to die.
No, if they don't kill off Captain Lance, well, now Deputy Mayor Lance,
yes,
then I feel...
Amazing what rehab can do for your career. Yeah, like... Okay, so I think it would either be, as far as character that we care about, it would either be Captain Lance or Wild Dog, or maybe Felicity. Because look, as much as Felicity grounds Oliver, I think she's sort of like a source of a lot of his stresses. You know, the way she just goes off the rails these days? I don't get it. Why is she still so angry about it? Is it because of his boyfriend dying, maybe?
What I don't like about that, though, is she's undermining him as the leader of the team.
A lot.
And she's kind of sabotaging him in a way that I don't think she should be on the team anymore. If I was Oliver and wasn't married to her, I would have kicked her off the team by now.
He's not married to her.
He was.
Well, yeah, at some point.
We've been on a journey.
We have.
I'm still watching the show, though.
It's great, dude. And it has come back from, I mean, look, season 3 and 4 were very touch and go as far as, you know, continuing to be an Arrow supporter. But season 5 is, dude, it's rocking. It's rocking. It's now on par with The Flash, because The Flash was pretty much kicking Arrow's ass from the beginning.
I think The Flash is still kicking Arrow's ass. It's consistent.
Okay.
So, do we want to wrap up and give our final thoughts?
Yeah. So, okay.
Are we doing a rating system?
I think so.
Should we rate?
I think so. Look, after you guys watch this, give us your comments on what you think would be a better way to end the episodes that we do. All feedback is welcome, right? But for now, we're going to do a rating system. What do you think?
I'm on board.
All right.
Out of 5?
So, out of 5 quivers of arrows, I give this episode 3. No, 4. 4. Sorry, I take that back. I give it 4.
I would give it 3 dead canaries.
Way to be morbid. Okay, so we know Dave didn't like the episode. But anyway, guys, that wraps up our review for this latest episode of Arrow.
And joining us.
I am Zoletu Mahlangu. You can find me on Facebook as Zoletu Mahlangu. Have a look at my page, the Entertainer. I am also a stand-up comedian. I will be performing at Smock Open Mic Night in Pretoria on the 7th of March. And you can also find me on Twitter as the Entertainer and Instagram as the Entertainer. Dave, where can people find you?
You can find me right here, doing these reviews as often as we can. Having a good time.
Awesome. Guys, thank you and have a great night.
Cheers.